Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. Today we're gonna be taking down these box braids. I really wish I didn't have to because they still look so good. And if you haven't seen my video on how to maintain your protective styles, make sure you check that out above, wherever it is. But today we're gonna be talking about how to take down your protective styles, how to avoid breakage. We've had our hair up for so long, we've had our ends tucked away, and the last thing we wanna do is erase all of the new growth because we ended up breaking from the ends. So we're gonna make sure that that doesn't happen. I'm also gonna, of course, throw in some tips and tricks and knowledge along the way, so you guys are not gonna wanna miss out on this one. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So first thing I always like to do is divide my hair into 4 sections. I'm gonna work back to front on each section. So I'm just gonna put these away. It's not gonna be cute, but it's gonna be efficient. And this half, I'll just leave it down because I'm gonna get to that later. The first thing you want to avoid doing is cutting off any of your hair. And I know sometimes, especially if you're wearing a color, it can be easier to see where your hair ends. Always give yourself a few more inches because there are those ends that get stretched as we're braiding. And of course our hair is blown out and all of that. Sometimes we don't want to do any extra work. We don't want to unbraid any unnecessary amount of hair. But your hair's been tucked away for weeks, sis. So we can spend a few hours today unbraiding our hair because we haven't had to do it in such a long time. So a couple hours isn't gonna kill us, right? Next thing I'm gonna do is mist my braids just a little bit. This helps to provide a little bit of slip. What's in my water bottle is aloe vera juice, water, rosemary oil, mint oil, and lavender essential oils. Everything that I'm gonna use today is gonna be linked below. So when you're taking out your braids, make sure to go nice and slow. Don't be surprised when hair comes out, right? On average, people lose 50 to 100 strands of hair per day. And day to day, you normally don't notice it because it might fall out here, it might fall out there. You don't really see it, you don't really care. That rhymed. When you're in a protective style, your hair has been braided for however many weeks, say 4 weeks, and if you multiply that by 7 days and 75 strands of hair. Alexa, what's 75 times 28?
75 times 28 is 2,100.
That's 2,100 strands of hair on average that we should be expecting to come out when we take these braids out. Additionally, you really want to make sure you get those strands of hair out before you go in and try to wash it. The hairs that are already shed are gonna start slipping out, but they're gonna get caught on the hair that's still attached to your head, and it just causes a lot of unnecessary tangling and unnecessary matting that could be avoided by gently removing the strands of hair before you get into your wash day. So we're gonna do a lot of detangling, as you will see, but all I'm doing right now is separating the top of the hair where the extension was connected to my hair. Sometimes there can be some gel buildup and things like that. We're not really finger detangling because our hair is still, for the most part, dry. We just wanna gently separate it so that our brush has a little bit less work to do when we go in to do the real detangling. I am just gonna repeat that same process and come back on and chat with you guys once this entire section has been unbraided. Real quick, I just want to make sure we all understand that when we're going in and removing the buildup from the top part of the braid, you're taking the pads of your fingers, these 3, and you're just rubbing the hair apart, like when Mr. Krabs was playing the tiniest violin in the world.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Like that, okay? All right, guys, so now that we have the first section fully unbraided, we are going to mist it thoroughly. Do not touch a brush to your dry hair. That is the absolute fastest way to break off all your strands. Never, ever, ever. We've been protecting styling most likely so that we can keep our hair healthy, so that it continues to grow, continues to thrive. Nobody in their right mind should be intentionally trying to break their hair off. So don't brush dry hair. After I spray it, I'm just gonna separate this into 2 sections so that it's a little bit more manageable. And then we're gonna get into detangling. It's my favorite part, honestly. So I'm gonna take my Kinky Curly Not Today. This is the leave-in conditioner slash detangler. I love this stuff. The main ingredient in there is marshmallow root, which adds so much slip to your hair. Your fingers just glide right through. Your brush is just gonna glide right through. This stuff is the truth. So we're gonna do a little bit of finger detangling, and then we're gonna go in with our brush and we're gonna twist it up so that everything stays nice and detangled until we're ready to hop in a shower and wash it. I'm using my Tangle Teaser today. It is the gentlest, most gentle on my hair. And if you hear the bristles, it's just because they're plastic, they're loud. It's not my hair. But yeah, there's no snagging, there's no tangling, there's no snapping when I use my Tangle Teaser. So this is my favorite one for detangling my hair before wash day. And just as a general rule, you should always try to detangle your hair at least a little bit before going in there with shampoo, because that's just gonna make your wash day more stressful and longer than it even needs to be. So take the shed hair out, detangle before you start washing it, and everything will be easy breezy, beautiful. Cover girl. So now we got all our shed hair out, we've got it all detangled and looking nice, and it's so soft and juicy, honestly. And of course, make sure you start with your ends and slowly work your way up to your roots, especially that section where the extension's connected to your hair. And then just twist it right up so that it stays nice, detangled, very moisturized. I love this leave-in conditioner. I can't say that enough. Like, I literally can't. It's pretty repetitive, so I'm gonna speed this up so you guys don't have to watch me forever. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, cut all the braids first so that you don't have to go back and forth with the scissors, and then start detangling. Nah, seriously, I've been binge watching Moesha ever since it dropped on Netflix. If y'all aren't watching it yet, highly, highly recommended. There's literally no better feeling than unraveling the last braid. These braids were so big, it took no time at all, really. My next video is gonna be a blowout tutorial using the Revlon one-step styling brush, so you guys are not gonna wanna miss that. It's so fast and so easy. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss when that comes out, and I will see y'all next time.